Outlook very slow. Create new profile, still the same. I mean, create new profile, still the same. I mean, that's one of the steps you can do to resolve slow Outlook issues. If you created a new profile, meaning that if it's an Outlook installed on your computer, and if you go to control panel, but in here there will be an option called email. And this is where you would change email local profile for Outlook specifically. It's your Outlook profile specifically, which takes the information from the domain controller. Older way of doing things, which is fine. Still, companies are still using it, although everything is going to the cloud platform. So, you know, this person actually did go in and create a new profile, which can solve issues sometimes when it's a corrupted profile, when emails are not working, this and that. But it still didn't work. Outlook is very slow. So what can you do here? Well, you can check the performance of the computer, go to Task Manager, and check the performance. See if there is anything in the background that's causing a lot of CPU usage. Check the performance tab here. Look for the CPU usage. See if you have enough memory. See if you have enough disk space. See if you're running out of space. Another thing that can cause slowdown is that if you have archives, large archives that are locally stored, very large. I've seen archives that are like 50, 60 gigabytes, maybe even 100 gigabytes in size. And these are local archives, not to be confused with archives that are online. These are online archives in this Outlook web version. For the desktop version of Outlook, for example, like this, this is pseudo kind of an Outlook, but it's not real Outlook. But it's not Office Outlook. This is just a regular Outlook. And if you create an archive locally, it will store it as a PST file. And these can be super large. And if your local storage is slow and it's a large file, which is called PST, it will be stored inside, typically, you can change this, but typically it will be inside of your local profile. So here it is, users, Kobuman. This is my local profile that I'm logged in as. I'm logged in as Kobuman into this computer. So this is inside of my local profile, and there's C users. If you look at app data, it could be anywhere. You could put this in documents if you want, or your PST file can be stored inside of documents, or the PST file can be stored somewhere on a remote server. So that's something to think about. Some people keep their PST files, which are locally created archives that are stored locally on a computer. Some people actually move them to a network location. So for example, if I just scroll here and look at the network here, look at all these computers that are connected in this. So we got Kobuman, we got Stream, we got a TS client network computers that are set up. You can have a network drive and people storing archives on a network drive. If you're doing tech support, please let me know. I'm curious if you guys also seen this, that are already working help desk and this and that. The people attaching a network stored archives into their Outlook. So they would have Outlook open. Let me open up the web version because it looks more like a desktop version. And they would have an archive added as a folder in here that is huge, but that archive is located somewhere on the network. So now suddenly things are slowing down because the network drive might be slow. So what else can we talk about here? Outlook very slow. You create a new profile, still the same. It could be a connection issue. Check their VPN. If they're working from home, usually aside from just not being able to process things locally, your computer not being fast enough to process things, if it's still slow and you haven't specified what do you mean slow? Is it the whole desktop application that it's slow? Are the emails taking forever to process? Is there a huge delay? This and that. These could be connection issues between the Outlook and the Exchange server, which is, the server that deals with emails sending back and forth. So test the connection. It could be their VPN, this and that. Let me start replying to you because I may forget some of these things that I've mentioned. Hello, I've never talked to this person before. This is Irvin with PC support. Please check below. Number 1, check performance of the computer used. Number 2, check for local.pst. This is the extension of those locally stored archives on your computer, which could be huge. Huge. Check for local PST location/size. Number 3. What did I say here? Number 3. Oh yeah. Check VPN connection speeds if using VPN from home. And 4, check the connection between computer and Exchange server. So all I can do at this point, let me scroll this up a little bit here, is give you suggestions. Please watch video for more tips. All I can do at this point is give you some ideas on how to troubleshoot this. So let me just kind of touch on this last thing that I talked about. Check the connection between the computer and Exchange server. And you can check the latency, and it's simply done by this: ping outlook.com, or whatever it is that server, the location of the server that you're connecting to, right? The location of the Exchange server. Chances are, if it's a desktop computer, that desktop version of Outlook, I should say, not the web version necessarily, that the server for this email server will be located something specifically on your company's network. So you need to find out what that is. It could be ping Bob's server for Outlook.com. That could be the name of your domain where your server is located. Or it could be just an IP address. I don't know. But what you're looking for here is, oh wow, this actually works. Look at this. No way. Is this a real? This is just a pure guess. Look at this. It's a real server that I just pinged. What are the chances? Oh my God. I totally was just making up this thing. This is a real... Oh wow, what are the chances? That's amazing. Anyways, what you're looking for, if you get a response, and you can set up a ping to ping like not just 4 times, you can set up to do you ping 40 times. What you're looking for is latency issues if your Outlook is slow. So look at the time for the response for each ping. You know, because if this goes about like 100 or so, then it's too slow, right? Or if it's erratic. If you see suddenly 25, 100, 300, 400, then back to 27, there's a connection issue, latency issue. I cannot believe this is a real server. Wow. Guys, I don't know if I should say this. I was going to say check it out to see if this is a real website. But I can't recommend it because I don't know what this is. It could be some kind of a, I don't know, for safety reasons I cannot check this, but I mean I can, but I don't want to because I want to move on. But if you guys want to, let me know. Let me know what you find about this. Let me know. This is what a pure guess.